We are going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 9, one episode away from the War of Empires. In the last episode, we saw the War of Empires expand into Asia, if we turn on the alliance map. Korea joined the Circle Alliance, China joined the Square, and Vietnam joined the Triangle. We saw Yugoslavia get split into two, half of it by the Greeks, who made a puppet state out of it, and half by the red team, who made another puppet state out of it. The British Isles also got in on got in on this war, and now Scotland and England are arming their borders and getting ready for a fight. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into this. Now, there hasn't been much expansion because Europe has been heated, the whole world has been heated, and they're probably going to kill each other soon. But a couple episodes ago, I said that there was a Norwegian ship that was heading for Greenland. They didn't know what they were going to find. All they knew was that they were hoping to find new land. And then they make a landing inside of Greenland. Greenland is a part of North America. So this is the first time anyone has been to North America in this universe. The Norwegians are going to work quick because these people need to get back quick. They're going to make a pretty big little colony, and the Norwegians are going to colonize it all, officially being the first nation to have land inside inside the New World. As they expand a little bit more, they're forced to head back and prepare and get ready for a massive war. Now, the big question is, who's going to start this war? Well, if it were me saying that, I would probably say either the Triangle or Square Alliance is going to start this war because of the Balkans and how contested it is. I'm going to do a ranking of the top 10 countries in the world right now, and of all the alliances ranked. Number 1 is still the Blue Iberian team. This makes sense because they have they're not, I don't know if they're the biggest country in the world anymore because of Russia, but their influence is no match. They have influence over a lot of the world. And there's little tribes in Africa. I don't know if I've ever said that, but there are little tribes in Africa. And the blue team trades with them quite a bit. Number 2 is still the Greek country. The Greek country, now that they've expanded their borders, is a lot stronger than they used to be. Well, not a lot, but it is noticeable. Number 3. Now, number 3, it was the Lime, and it's still going to be the Lime. Because the Lime is ran by military, but since the new leader came in, they have upped their military drastically. They have armed forces on all sides of their borders that contain enemies, and they might even be number 1. They could easily swap the Iberian team if they wanted to, but they're putting more effort into their military, but the influence of the blue team is still biggest. Number 4 is probably going to be the Dutch team. Number 5 is France. Number 6 is going to be the red Italian team. Ever since they took over this area up here, they have upped their military. Once they showed Greece that they are willing to fight if they need to fight. 7 is going to be Norway. 8 is China. 9 is Vietnam. And 10 can go anywhere. But I think the 10th strongest country in the world is going to go to Germany. Now for the alliances. Let's look at who's in these alliances. The square team has Spain, Greece, Scotland. That's all they really have in Europe. Their top powers, they're spread out, but that's not a lot of people. They only have 4 members in their alliance, and they have 1 in Asia, and that being China. But the militaries of Spain and Greece could probably take on half of Europe. So that is why I'm going to put them at number 1. Number 2. Now, number 2, it's going to go to the triangle. And the reason for that, the red Italian country is now number 6. They were 10 a little bit ago, but now they're number 6. They have strong countries like the Lime team, which is number 3, red Italian, Germanic, Norway, Egypt, the African country, which isn't as strong as they used to be, but that's only because they split apart. They're wanting to reform their empire. They have Vietnam, the 9th strongest country in the world. Overall, I'd say they're number 2. And although the Circle team is the weakest alliance, they still have great allies. The main person in this alliance is the French team, which is above the red Italian team, but is lower than Dutch. But Dutch is also in their alliance. They have 2 strong competitors. They have 2 fronts inside of England if it were to get that bad. They have Turkey to distract against Greece. They also have the white Romanian country. They have Sweden to distract against Norway. They have the 2 African countries that did bail away from the African country. But the thing is, they have Korea. And Korea is probably going to get destroyed in this war. They're strong. They're probably number 11. But against China, they're going to get smacked around. With that out of the way, let's go over to the blue team. Because they are almost starting the war entirely right now. They know that Scotland is going to get murdered if they don't do something. They're not going to invade Wales because Wales is a neutral country. They're the most neutral country in the world. Wales did nothing. But they are going to invade Ireland because it is closest to Scotland for them to hopefully hold off against France and London. The blue Spanish are going to make a landing and completely encircle the Irish, cutting their country into 3 sections. These 2 surrender. This is a very quick war, and this shows how strong their military is. The blue team does not believe in puppet states. They take over Ireland because they believe whatever land they get is theirs. Now, the triangle team and circle team are freaking out because now, mainly the circles, because they're going to get destroyed inside of the British Isles. But with more tensions rising, this Russian country keeps getting more and more population. So they are going to have to expand yet again. This Russian country is getting up there in military power. They're actually going to be able to get the furthest north out of any country, reaching up and going along areas of Siberia. Not many of them survive, but they're able to claim this land as Russian. Since Finland is also a neutral nation, people are going to start flocking up there as well. And Finland is going to be able to get a massive population boom, and they are going to blitz across, cutting Russia off from kind of going over here, and just start going up this way until they're going to stop expanding because they don't need to anymore. As you can see, there's been no new countries in quite a while, and that reason is because everyone is scared. Everyone is just scared of dying, and they don't want to put themselves in a way of getting targeted. Also, Russia's going to take the rest of this land. So they're kind of just laying off on making new countries because some of them want to fight for their country, but some of them think that if they make a new country, they will be targets of the blue team or any other alliance that is hungry for expansion. Also, episode 10 is probably going to be a long episode because there's going to be a lot of details I want to put in the war. So, just throwing it out there. Episode 10 will be a long episode. But now that, well, the almost the rest of Asia has been discovered, we do see the purple team, the purple Asian team, purple Indian team going up and starting more expansion because they need more resources. They have a lot of population, and they just kind of are just going to go along this kind of into Southeast Asia and start taking it over. India is going to be kind of cracked on exploring as Indonesia gets discovered, all by India. The Philippines are also going to get discovered in the making of this. And Papua New Guinea is also going to get discovered. They're not going to go super far because their supplies are running out. But just know that Oceania is getting discovered. But we do see some little Egyptian areas who are kind of warmed up to the Sahara start going down, and a lot of Africa is going to get discovered right before the war starts because, well, Egypt wants more land, and they're going to need more land if they want to take on the blue team. Now, the square team, the thing is, they have the least amount of members, and they're kind of scared that they might lose this war because of how many members they have. As you can see if I pull up the map, they don't have nearly enough members. In Europe, they have 3 members, and in Asia, they have 1. The square team, Poland is going to join, and even worse news for them, for the other alliances, because the Farmers Union joins in on the Square Alliance. Now, the red team is going to be hurt by this because the red team had pretty good relations with the Farmers Union, but the reason they're going to do this is because they want land. They just simply need more land. They want to connect up with the ocean. They want some Romanian lands, and the other, well, mainly Romania is stopping them from doing so. But right before, well, leading up to the war starting, Norway is going to take hold of the rest of Scandinavia. And these are the borders of Europe completely filled in. The borders are going to be changed very soon, but this is where the beginning of the war is going to start. The way this war is going to start is blue Iberian fleets of navy are going to head out and start supplying these islands because they have a special plan for them. To come find out that the red team has issued a blockade around these islands. And when the blue team approaches, the red team is going to destroy and demolish the blue team's fleet. And with this, the Square Alliance declares war on the Triangle Alliance. The Triangle Alliance then declares war on the Squares, and the War of Empires has officially started, but Scotland is going to do the most stupid thing they can, and not thinking, they are going to invade into England. And so not only did Scotland mess up terribly bad, the Circle Alliance has not declared war on the Triangle Alliance. The Circle Alliance declares war on the Square Alliance. The Triangle team was about to, but then they realized that the Circles have not declared war. on them. And they realize if they can work together to take out the squares, they could split Europe. And that is where this episode is going to end. I will see you guys tomorrow in the War of Empires.